I hate Xfinity. I'm just going to rant about it for a little bit because I just got to get this out. I am actually so built up with steam that's going to start coming out of my ears because I'm so irritated with the company that is Xfinity or Comcast or whatever the hell you want to call them. Specifically, I'm just irritated with their internet service. I am. Now, I very well could be wrong here, and I'm just sharing what my true experience is, and maybe there are a lot of people who actually love Xfinity. But right now, my current situation is that I absolutely despise their service. Their customer service is absolutely terrible, and right now, I just like to get any other service in the world. People I know who are in my area have other ISPs, and they have amazing service, and right now, the thing that I'm experiencing most is extremely high latency, like unusually high latency. Like I'm talking like half a second of latency on the download speeds and upload speeds, and it's just like sporadic. It's completely random. It makes it so that streaming is completely impossible for me, despite the fact that I clearly have enough bandwidth to be streaming. And the problem is that some days it's perfectly fine, and some days it's just not. And the problem with that is that I've been like wrestling with Xfinity customer service for like a year or two now. I mean, ever since I can remember. Number one, in my area, it's like a monopoly. Like they just control the entire area. There is really not much competition. And for as long as I can remember, since I was in the womb, Xfinity has just constantly been a problem. Their service is always just ass. But right now, my current issue is really high latency, very, very high packet loss. If you're making a phone call for work on the phone, on the computer, the phone call will drop. Or if you're streaming or doing anything that involves needing low latency, it's just not going to be possible. You're going to have 200,000 drop frames on OBS while you're trying to stream, or you're only going to be able to stream at like 1 megabit per second, which is going to look like a terrible mosaic staticky picture. Like it's just not possible, despite the fact that I have speeds that are suitable for doing literally anything and everything on the internet. So let me just start with the beginning of my frustration with the company Xfinity and their internet service. The first thing is, if you've ever gone on their website, it is actually a miserable experience. It's unusable. It is extremely slow. And if you click on, for example, like, oh, I want to manage my plan. I want to take a look and see like, what are the other plans out there? Maybe I want to get a higher speed or something. It half of the time it works, half of the time it doesn't. And then on top of that, let's say, okay, maybe the website isn't working because it is miserably slow. Like I encourage you to go on their website. It's actually terrible. Let's say, oh, okay, I'm gonna go call their customer service and see if I could speak with a representative to upgrade the customer service. They have been making it impossible to speak with a human being. Like you either have to say, I want to cancel my service, or you have to swear at the robot because you call the 1-800 number and it's just a robot, and it won't do anything for you. Like it'll do anything and everything to prevent you from speaking with a real human being. Xfinity for a long time and more is heavily reliant on like AI chat tools where like you're on the phone with the robot and then it's encouraging you to go on your phone and use the chat tool to like diagnose the problem. So in general, it's just very, very difficult to like speak with a human being. And it's really difficult too, because if you go to the in-person store locations, they tell you there's nothing we can do about it because they're a retail location. Now, I am going to talk about some alleged things here. These are all completely alleged. But in my time going to the stores and trying to get help, I have heard allegedly from other customers that they found that they had less issues with their Xfinity internet service when they signed up for the phone service, the bundle, when they signed up for the cable service or the landline service or whatever it may be, which I find very, very suspicious. Again, that is alleged, but that is what I heard from other customers, that they had a lot of issues and then all of a sudden their speeds got better, their latency got lower, and they experienced no issues anymore when they paid more to Xfinity. Now, keep in mind that is alleged. And then this gets to my final complaint. If you by some chance jump through all these hurdles and hoops and you by some lucky chance are able to secure getting a technician here, I have had so many technicians at my location and they come by and they say, yeah, everything looks fine. Yep, all the specifications are within range, and yeah, that's pretty much it. What I don't understand is that you go on the Xfinity official forums and you have so many customers who say that when they have a problem like I'm experiencing, it takes months, if not years, to actually get a technician over here. And 9 times out of 10, what the problem is there's a cable underground, or there is like a server in your state that is malfunctioning. And even though the service is, oh yeah, like everything is looking within specifications, when it's a problem that happens like randomly out of the blue, one day out of the week for 45 45 minutes, it makes it very, very difficult to pinpoint. So what ends up happening is if you get lucky enough for a technician to come here, they just say, oh yeah, everything looks good. Yep, no problems here. And then it makes it impossible to actually come up with a solution like, hey, let's try and dig up this cable and replace it. You're connecting to this Xfinity server. Let's reroute you to another server because maybe that one's malfunctioning and we don't even realize it. The difficult thing about all this too is that when you get a technician here, they charge you $100 for the technician to come by and say, yeah, everything looks good. So it really is a luck of the draw whether you get a technician who actually cares or whether you don't. And one of the first few technicians that came here to help me with diagnosing the problem literally said like, oh yeah, I don't want you caught in the loop. Like, here's my work phone number. You could contact me and we're going to figure this out. After he left, I never heard from the man again. I'm convinced that he blocked my number. I texted him once a month. I called him and left voicemails every single week. I was like, hey, what are we going to do here to come to a solution? I never heard from the guy again. Never, ever. So Xfinity makes it very, very difficult to actually like come up with a solution. And I'm literally at the point here where my work is YouTube. It is. My work is YouTube. So I'm going to have to move. I'm literally going to have to move and just get a different internet service provider. And I'm not trying to like defame or slander Xfinity, but I am complaining about the fact that their service and their customer service is just really not a great experience. It's so frustrating. So it's at the point where like, I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to move to get functioning internet service because I know a ton of other people who have internet service providers that are not Xfinity and the numbers look amazing. 0 millisecond latency on both download and upload. Also, they're paying like half the price and getting like 100 times the speeds. Anyways, I guess what I was getting at with my rant is that like when you get an Xfinity technician to come to your location, they have to prove that something is wrong. Otherwise, you get charged $100. If they can prove and the technician is nice, they can say, oh, okay, yeah, there was something and I fixed it. And like, because there is something wrong and I found something wrong, we will waive the $100. But if the technician doesn't do that, you get charged $100. And it's like, at that point, what the heck is my bill for? Isn't some of the bill going towards like necessary maintenance to provide a good customer service? So at this point in my experience with just trying to fix the shitty internet service that I'm getting from Xfinity, I kid you not, I literally had to file a complaint with the FCC, and that's how I got into contact with them. Now I've been in a good loop where like executive services are actually replying. They're replying to me, but still, they are just like digging their heels in the ground. They do not want to accept the fact that like, okay, even though the specifications, that's what they keep on telling me, yeah, the numbers look good, everything looks good on our end, but they're not accepting the fact that like I'm telling them over and over, hey, we're the ones using the internet service here. We are the customer and we're telling you something is wrong, but they're digging their heels in the ground. They just won't accept the fact that something is wrong with the service that they're providing. And it's just starting to get really, really irritating. And again, you go on the Xfinity official forums, and there are endless amounts of posts about people who had to fight for months, sometimes years. And like, it's so annoying. A lot of them are saying like, hey, you have to just bite the bullet, pay the $100 fee, have the technician come in and just do it over and over and over until you get a solution. And it's just like a really horrible experience, and I wanted to rant about it. I am not an internet service provider. I don't know what the details are of running a business like this, but it just flabbergasts me how there are other internet service providers in my area who are providing fine service. So why Xfinity is a huge company, they own so much. I don't understand why they can't like do routine maintenance. And like when a customer is speaking up for 6 to 12 months and saying there's something wrong, I don't understand why they can't just like take their heels out of the ground and accept defeat and take accountability and say, yeah, you know what? Maybe there is something wrong with our service. Hey, this is what usually is wrong in situations like this. We've had other customers. I don't understand why they can't look at their official Xfinity forum posts and say, oh yeah, some other customers had the same high packet loss issue. And, this time it was a cable that we had to dig up. This time it was a server and we had to reroute them to a different server and we had to fix the other server because it was clearly malfunctioning. It's like they're not willing to accept that their services are just not working correctly. I guess what I'm getting at is it's frustrating because everything is a fight. Everything is a fight with this company. I don't understand why I have to fight tooth and nail just to get functioning service. And it's really irritating me. And again, some of this stuff is alleged, but like one of the technicians I had come by was actually really nice. And he did say some things like, hey, between you and me. So this is alleged. But some of the stuff he did say is that Xfinity has like tier tier system for their members, and it's like silver member, gold member, like platinum or whatever. And the technician was telling me, like, yeah, the customers who are at the top of the tier list, which is like customers who have been with Xfinity for 10 to 20 years, they get like premier service. What the hell? How is that fair? How is that fair? And a technician himself was literally telling me, and this is alleged, but he told me, yeah, the people who are at the top of the tier list, the platinum members, they get the white glove service. And he told me himself, he was like, you know what? I work for this company, but he said, allegedly, he said, I find that really horrible. Why? Like, he told me that he provides the white glove service to every customer because he believes that every customer deserves the same high standard level of care. But it just goes to show, if that is true, what kind of company Xfinity is. It's totally not fair to like provide favor over long-term customers compared to customers who maybe have only been a customer for a few years. But that's the thing. I've been a customer for, I don't know, 6-7 years now, and I don't understand why I have to fight tooth and nail just to get some help. Just to get some help. So anyways, maybe this video will resonate with other people. Again, you know, you go in the Xfinity official forums, and like there are so many people with the same issue that I have. High packet loss. If you do the tests, you can see, oh, that's weird. My latency under load was, 25 milliseconds. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That's normal. But then out of nowhere, I get these huge spikes where it's literally 1,000 milliseconds. That's a whole second of latency. And it ends up happening for 45 minutes. It makes any sort of internet usage impossible. It does. So maybe this video will resonate with someone on the internet. Like maybe we can all come together with our pitchforks and really, I don't know, get functioning service from Xfinity. So yeah, I'm just sharing my experience. I'm just frustrated. I'm just frustrated about it. And probably what's going to happen is that we're not going to come to a solution. I'm going to move, and I'm just going to sign up for some other internet service provider. Thanks for listening. Bye.